Hello. So, a couple weeks ago, I made a video talking about how to start your fitness journey at home. So, I thought it would make sense to also make a how to start your fitness journey at the gym kind of video. So, I'm going to give you my top 8 tips to get started at the gym, whether you've never been to a gym and you think this is the year to get started, or if you still feel like you're not too sure what you're doing. I got you. Let's go. Okay, so the first tip I have is kind of an underrated one and might be a weird one, but it is to go to the closest gym to where you live. Okay, because then in that case, you can't really use the excuse of, I don't feel like going to the gym because I just can't be bothered going there. So if the gym you've got a membership at is far away, then whenever you feel lazy or tired or whatever, you could use the excuse of it's kind of far, I don't feel like going there. But if the gym is close to you, then you can still use that excuse, but you'll probably use it a lot less. So for example, when I lived in the Netherlands, I used to go to a gym that was literally 5 minutes away from my place. Like, I could just walk and I would be there in 5 minutes. And I rarely ever used the excuse of, can't be bothered going there. But then I moved somewhere else and I had to take the bike for like 15 minutes to get to the gym. And I used that excuse a lot more because biking for 15 minutes, I'm really tired. So get a gym that is close to you. It'll just limit the obstacles that you have to getting there. Tip number 2, a very important one, and I think like 99% of people who go to the gym will tell you this, and it is to have a set plan when you go to the gym. Okay, so you can't just say, I'm going to the gym, and then go to the gym and kind of see what you want to do. It's just, first of all, you're going to waste time because you don't have a set structure. Second of all, you might get confused and your whole session is not going to be as effective. And this is also very important if you're just shy or you feel intimidated by going to the gym. Having a very set plan of, exactly what exercises, what machines, and how many sets and all of that is just going to make you feel more comfortable because you get rid of something that's unknown. Because now it is known. You know exactly what you want to do. You know how you're going to do it, how many times you're going to do it, and that's just going to build your confidence up. You're gonna walk in and be like, okay, first exercise is this. Second, I'm moving on to this. You can try going without a set plan, and then a few days later, try going with a set plan, and you will notice a huge difference in your performance, in your confidence, and in just the whole overall gym experience. Tip number 3 is check your form. Okay, whether you're starting out at the gym or if you're, changing weights and increasing the weights, make sure that your form is correct, because when you start increasing weight, if your form is incorrect, you will most likely end up hurting yourself in one way or another, and you don't really want to injure yourself, right? The best way to check your form would be if you have someone with you at the gym who knows what they're doing, who knows what's right and wrong. You can ask them to check your form, or film yourself and then send them a video checking your form, or you can do it yourself. You can set up your phone, film yourself squatting, deadlifting, doing whatever it is that you're doing, and then you can go online. There are countless videos about form on YouTube, so you can
look up squat form, correct squat form,
and then just compare your video to the professional's video. And just correcting your form and having the correct form is really the best way to get the most out of the movement and the most out of the workout without hurting yourself. Number 4 is progressive overload, which means that every once in a while increasing the weight that you're using. Because let me get sciencey here. The way muscles grow is they basically like break or rip, and then they fix themselves and they rebuild, and that's how it grows. And the only way to break it is to really put a lot of kind of like push it a little bit. And the way to push it is to increase the weight. So if you're squatting at 10 kgs, after a while your body is going to get used to the 10 kgs and your muscles are not going to be like, oop, shocked, regrowth. No, they're just gonna, okay, 10 kgs, that's fine. But then if you turn it up a little bit to like, let's say 12 kgs, 12.5, 15, whatever, it'll be like, shocked, I'm breaking, and it'll rebuild. And that's basically how you do it, right? But before you start overloading progressively, again, make sure your foam is correct. Tip number 5 is doing cardio after your weightlifting session, okay? If your goal is to really grow muscle, gain muscle, whatever, then you want to do cardio after because you want to keep your energy for the hard part, which is weightlifting. If you do cardio beforehand, then you kind of waste or like lose your energy on that, and you won't have as much energy to lift as heavy or as well as you normally would. Of course, you can do cardio beforehand if that's your goal. If your goal is to like increase your cardio or your stamina or whatever, then yes, cardio before weightlifting, that's fine. But if your goal is gaining muscles and just, weightlifting, then you do weightlifting beforehand, right? Tip number 6 is doing your compound movements before isolated movements. So compound movements are movements and exercises that use multiple muscle groups. So for example, squats, that's a compound movement. It uses quads and glutes and other things. All those big exercises that work different muscles, do that first because it really, again, uses a lot of your energy, and you want to have as much energy to really push through those movements. So start your session with 2 or 3 compound movements, and then you can move on to more isolated movements. So for example, like cable kickbacks or like pull throughs or whatever. I'm really talking about lower body because that's like what I know the most, but of course there's compound movements and isolated movements and all that for upper body as well. Yeah. Tip number 7 is nutrition. Shocking, I know. So you have to make sure that you're eating well before you go weightlifting or before you go to the gym and do whatever it is that you do at the gym, because again, you need energy to move, and especially if you are lifting weights or doing anything. So make sure you eat enough carbs and some protein before going. And yes, carbs are fuel. You definitely need carbs, especially before going to the gym. It really, like, a lot of people underestimate the power that carbs have before a workout, okay? So just make sure that you have some sort of carbs before working out. But let me tell you a story. There was this one time I liked going to the gym in the morning, like as soon as I woke up, and I never really felt hungry, so I never really ate. And this one time I went and I could barely lift, and I was just so lightheaded, and I almost passed out basically because I essentially did not have any kind of energy because I didn't eat to fuel myself and to fuel my body and to allow my body to actually push through and do what it needs to do. So nutrition, eat always. Take care of yourself. Number 8 is progress. So I'm sure a lot of people want to track their progress, want to see how they're going, and there's a lot of different ways to do that. So way number 1 is keeping track of how much you're lifting or how much you can do for each exercises. So either, let's say hip thrusts, you started off with 20 kgs and then after 2 weeks, 25 kgs, or you started off being able to do only 8 reps, and then after a while you're at like 18 reps. So keep track of your reps or your weight, whatever it is that you really want to focus on, and eventually you will actually see the progress in your performance. Another way to track your progress, especially if your goal is more physical and aesthetic, then it is to take progress pictures every week, because you might not think that you are making progress, but then when you compare pictures from like 3 weeks ago to now, you will see a difference. So keep track of your reps and weights, keep track of your body by taking pictures. And if you want to go the extra mile, you could have a journal and just write down how you feel after every session, especially if you're just getting started at the gym and you're not sure like what you like and what you don't like, and you don't know if going to the gym is actually something you enjoy. Keep track of your mood and how you feel afterwards, and yeah, that's how you track your progress in terms of, you know, in your head, performance, and physical. So that is it for my video. I hope those tips were helpful. If you liked it, subscribe and like, and see you next time.